I decorate in August and I cry in November when I have to take the decorations down. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, and I am here with some of my favorite spooky season romance recommendations. The spooky season is clearly my favorite time of year. I decorate in August and I cry in November when I have to take the decorations down. I'm not a Christmas girly at all. Like, I don't know, it's fine, it's nice. It's too stressful as a mom. So I love spooky season and I love dark romances. They are my favorite of the romance genre. And so I put together a list of some of my favorites that are absolutely perfect to read this time of year. I did do this video last year and I uploaded it on Halloween, so I am doing it much sooner this year. A lot of the books that I had on that list are going to be on this list as well, but this is just an updated version with some new reads, with some old reads. Either way, these are all going to be great for spooky season. Okay, so first up, I have Vile by Lulu Waters. This is a bully revenge romance. I read this in May and I loved it so much I absolutely had to buy the physical copies. This is going to be a revenge bully romance and it is boyfriend's rival. So our two main characters are Everly and Holden goes to this prestigious boarding school and he absolutely hates Everly's boyfriend. He's hated him for a really, really long time. And so Holden kind of makes this plan, this mission to make Everly his to get under the boyfriend's skin. And like I said, it is totally a revenge plot. This book takes place in the fall. Holden is a football player. He has a huge ghost mask kink. There's just so many Halloween vibes to this. I believe like Halloween even takes place in this book. It's just fun. It's great. It's perfect for spooky season. And I have Nightshade by Carrie Lake. This was included in my spooky gothic romances video last year, but I am absolutely obsessed with this story. This is part one in a duet. It ends on a massive cliffhanger and you're gonna immediately want to pick up book two. That's what I did, and yeah, it's thick, but it's such a beautiful, touching, wholesome story. So I will say that going into this book blind is probably better. There's a lot to it. Even my explanation of it is still gonna make you go in blind because it's kind of a bad explanation, but our two main characters are Farron and Jericho, and we start off in present day, and Farron is looking for her father, and she believes that her father is in Nightshade, which is this purgatory place like between heaven and hell. And so she has to have like some kind of sacrifice or something to end up in this place, and that's where she meets Jericho. And Jericho is a fallen angel, and if I remember correctly, he's like lord or something of this place. There is a whole lot to this story. Like I said, there's also two different timelines that are going on, and you're going to be confused with one of the timelines because you're going to think, why do I need all of this information from so long in the past? But it all comes full circle. This is very, very Fated Mates vibes. It is so spooky, so gothic. It is absolutely perfect for this time of year. And then there's The Coven by Harper L. Woods. This is the first book in a paranormal series. Book two did just come out. I haven't read it yet, but it is immediately on my TBR for October just because I need to know what happened. But The Coven is going to cover Willow and Alaric Grayson, and Grayson is a vampire headmaster at this magical school, and Willow is a witch. At the beginning of the story, Willow is taking care of her younger brother, and she's like on a mission to find some ancestral bones or something. In this world, when a witch dies, all their power is still within their bones or something. Grayson is sent by this coven of witches that oversee this magical school to find Willow and bring her to the school because they know of her lineage and how important she is. This book, there's so much more to it. I'm going to say it was the last several chapters of this book that really hooked me of the direction that it's going. But you have witches, you have vampires, you have this whole magical system, and obviously we have a headmaster and we have a student relationship. So there's also going to be age gap here, but I really liked this one. And once again, we have witches, vampires, perfect for spooky season. And then Manacled by Sin Lin Yu. Of course we know this is the extremely popular Hermione fanfic. It is really long, but it is really worth it. So I love Harry Potter. I have always loved Harry Potter, but I had never touched a Hermione fanfic until I read this in the spring. And I was so obsessed with it that I had to hunt down and find my own binded copy because, I mean, I'm just absolutely obsessed with this story. But I will say it is very dark, but obviously these are spooky season recommendations, and so pretty much every book on this list is dark, but this is really dark. There is a lot to this one. I will say it's probably better to go in blind, but what I will say for our setup is this is a post-Hogwarts battle here, but Harry's side has lost and Hermione has been imprisoned by the Death Eaters and all of that. This has a lot of Handmaid's Tale-esque things. This book is also split into 3 parts where you have the present, the past with all these flashbacks, and then you dive back into the present, and it's such a fun, wild ride. I absolutely loved this book. I am so excited to read it again, and I need some more Hermione fanfic, so if you have some favorites, drop them down below because this world is always perfect for this time of year. And then The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. I talk about this one in a lot of dark romance recommendation videos, but I absolutely love this book. This is book 1 in the Lords series. There are 3 books, and book 1 is still my absolute favorite to this day, but I love it. So we are in a really interesting college setting here. This is a fictional university where these lords and ladies have been running this weird society for years and years and years, decades, generations, whatever. So all of these rich people, their kids all go to this one university, and there they are training to become lords and ladies. And the lords, it's basically like this frat house mafia, and they have these rules that once they're freshmen, they can't sleep with any women or do anything until they're seniors and they've earned that right. And then once they're seniors, they have this party ritual where they all select a chosen girl that's on a list, and that is their girl for the entire senior year to do with whatever they please. Now, also what's going on behind the scenes at the same time while they are all given chosens, their parents are also arranging marriages for them. So they get to have this fun, wild senior year, and then arranged marriages happen after that. But that is the setup of this story. So we have Riot and Brexley, and Riot has just become a senior and Brexley becomes his chosen. And this book is such a wild ride. I will say this is going to be another one where we have boyfriends rival because Brexley had a boyfriend prior to the story starting, and he happens to be training to be a lord as well, but he got a different chosen. It's just a lot of drama. It's a lot of fun, but it's perfect for this time of year. It also takes place in the fall. There's Halloween parties going on. It's just perfect. All right, and then we have Phantom by Greer Rivers. This is the first book in the Tattered Curtain series, and I absolutely love this book. This was one of my favorite reads last year. It is a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and it is just so good. This has mafia elements to it, as our Phantom is like the head of the mafia in New Orleans. Our leading lady, Scarlet, she is a student at a musical academy, and Soul, our Phantom, has been listening to her and watching her for a really long time. Scarlet is also bipolar, so there's great bipolar representation. The author herself is bipolar, and so she wrote a lot of her experiences and journeys through Scarlet's POV, but I absolutely love this book. Just the whole vibes and settings are very gothic and spooky season to me, but I just can't get over how much I love this book. I definitely think a reread is in my very near future. Last, I have the big obvious, I feel like this is on everybody's list, but Devil's Night series. I'm not going to hold up the whole stack because they're thick, they're big, they're heavy, but I love this series. I will say that Penelope and Punk 57 and Corrupt were my introductions to the romance genre. They were 2 of the first romance books that I ever read, and so I am obsessed with this world. I have been reading this series every year since 2021. I read it last year. I only got through the first 100 pages of Kill Switch because just because of timing and being busy, but this is just perfect. It literally takes place the night before Halloween. Devil's Night is on October 30th, and we have a group of 4 guys. They're called the 4 Horsemen. You have Michael, Kai, Will, and Damon, and they just go and wreak a lot of havoc on this Devil's Night every single year. Every book has 2 timelines. We have past and present, and I will say the first book is a revenge bully romance because Michael is really mad at our leading lady Rika because he blames her for things going wrong in the years past. Like I said, there's a lot to it. I absolutely love the series. I think it's honestly my favorite one for Halloween spooky season overall. Anyways, you guys know how I love Will Grayson, but always at the top of the list for this time of year. Okay, so that will do it for some of my absolute favorite spooky gothic romance recommendations for this time of year. I might actually do a part 2 just because this list was really hard to narrow down because, like I said, dark romances are my main go-to, and I just read so much of it, and I love this time of year and just everything that it has to offer. As always, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!